week 14 of the fantasy baseball season, and here's a few pitchers I look to sell and trade this week. The first pitcher, Christopher Sanchez of the Philadelphia Phillies. So Sanchez, he got a nice extension a few weeks ago from the Philadelphia Phillies, and he's been lights out over the last few weeks, but obviously he's still a young pitcher in the league, and I think the innings are going to catch up to him sooner than later here for Sanchez. So coming off a complete game shutout, obviously he's at peak value and pitching for the best team in the National League on the season. 93 and a third, 6-3 record, 79 Ks, a 2.41 ERA, a 1.19 whip, and 9 quality starts. But over the last 2 weeks, 23 innings, 3-0 record, 18 Ks, 0.39 ERA, an 0.57 whip, and 3 quality starts. So he's already pretty much close to the innings he's pitched in the major leagues last year, 99 and a third. And this season, 93 and a third. So Christopher Sanchez, he's gone out there. He's pitching great baseball. Like I said, the Phillies are banged up. They're one of the best teams in all Major League Baseball. And Sanchez has gone out there and pitched gems June 17th versus the Padres. 7 innings, got the win. 6 hits, a run, a walk, 5 Ks, a quality start. June 23rd versus the D-backs. 7 innings, got the win. 3 hits, no runs, 4 Ks, a quality start. And June 28th versus the Marlins. Complete game shutout in that one. 3 hits, 9 Ks, and great baseball, Sanchez. And anytime someone comes off a complete game, a no-hitter, a perfect game, that's when you sell them at peak value. Because I think Sanchez might hit the wall a little bit. We've seen it with Ranger Suarez over the last few outings where he's been up and down, and I could see similar things for Sanchez where location isn't all that great and fatigue could kick in as well. Like I said, only 99 and a third last year, and we're just about at the All-Star break in 2 weeks, and he's already at 93 and a third. So right now, while he's pitching great and at peak value, I'm not just going to trade him off for anything, but definitely you could get a big bat in a deal or possibly a smaller bat and a decent pitcher. So his next outing is July 4th of the Cubs, but I would trade Sanchez. Well, he's at peak value this week. Next pitcher, Baaeball of the Minnesota Twins. So over early in the season, he was on a buy low guy, but now over the last few outings, he's gone out there and turned the season around on the year. 88 innings, 7-4 record, 92 Ks, a 4.30 ERA, a 1.09 whip, and 7 quality starts. But the last 2 weeks, 15 innings, 1-0 record, 19 Ks, 1.80 ERA, 0.60 whip, and 2 quality starts. So Baaeball, he's gone out there. He's pitching better for this Minnesota Twin team where he felt some heat with guys like David Fester and Matthews in the minor leagues getting going. And now with Chris Paddock obviously out of the rotation, Fester's up, and I think Ober's spot is in pretty decent hands, especially the last 3 outings. He's pitched great. June 16th versus Oakland, 6 and a third, got the win. 6 hits, a run, 2 walks, 8 Ks, a quality start. June 22nd in Oakland again, weak game in that one. The win, 4 hits, 2 runs, 10 Ks, a quality start. And June 28th at the Mariners, 6 innings, no decision, 2 hits, a run, 3 walks, 9 Ks, a quality start. So he's gone out there, 3 quality starts in a row. Another good outing on paper versus the Tigers July 4th. But like I said, he's had some layups. Oakland, we know, is one of the worst teams in the league. Seattle, their offense has had trouble all season being consistent and scoring runs. And now here, even July 4th versus an inconsistent offense of the Detroit Tigers, I think Baaeball is a sell-high candidate because we saw versus better hitting teams, his numbers haven't been great this season, where his ERA at a time earlier was at a 5, but the last 3 outings has definitely dropped that ERA and he's looked better. But right now, well, he's at peak value, and I just believe he's going to be a middle-of-the-pack to 500 pitcher is over. I would sell him off this week. The next pitcher, Seth Lugo of the Kansas City Royals. So Seth Lugo, he was a reliever for many seasons with the Mets. Then last year, went to the Padres as a starter. And this season, one of the best pitchers in all the major leagues. 116 innings, 11-2 record, 105 Ks, 2.17 ERA, a 1.03 whip, and 14 quality starts. In the last couple weeks, 1-0 record, 18 2/3, 26 Ks, and 0.96 ERA, 0.96 whip, and 3 quality starts. So Seth Lugo, he's been pitching great baseball, no doubt about it. His K rate over the last few weeks has gone up as well, where he was more of a ground ball sinker guy is Lugo, but now that strikeout pitch has been working for him over the last few outings. But Seth Lugo, I think you could get a lot in a deal for him, and he's another guy with not a consistent track record, like I mentioned, of being a great starting pitcher. So right now, well, he's pitching great baseball. He's a sell-high candidate, and I definitely believe you could get 2 players in a deal for Seth Lugo because pitching is hard to find, and he's been consistent all season pitching gems and going out there, especially in a weak hitting division like the AL Central. But I think the other shoe might drop with Lugo. He's had injury concerns on and off throughout his major league career, and he could be hitting that wall as well. Last season, Lugo pitched 146 in the third, and already this year at 116 innings. I know sometimes it's looking too much into the innings low, but like I said, he was a reliever for many seasons as Lugo. June 22nd in Oakland, 6 2/3, no decision. 6 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 8 Ks, a quality start. June 25th versus the Marlins, 6 innings, no decision. 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks, a quality start. And June 30th versus a great Guardian team, 6 innings, got the win. 4 hits, no runs, a walk, 10 Ks, a quality start. So 4 outings in a row with a quality start. 2 out of the 4 teams he versed, their offense isn't great. Obviously, Oakland and the Miami Marlins. But Seth Lugo's going out there and getting the job done. But I believe he's not going to be pitching at a Cy Young type of level for the whole season. So right now, well, he's at that level with Seth Lugo. He's a sell-high pitcher this week at peak value. And I believe you could get a good package or get a big-time hitter in a deal for him. Next pitcher is Tobias Myers of the Milwaukee Brewers. So Myers, he was a pickup off the wire and a pitcher who wasn't obviously in the Brewers' plans coming into the season. But with all these injuries in the rotation, Wade Miley out for the season, Robert Gasser, who is a fill-in as well, out for the season. Joe Ross, he's been banged up as well, so a lot of injuries in this rotation. And Myers, he's made the most of his opportunity. 58 innings, 5-2 record, 51 Ks, 3.26 ERA, 1.16 whip, and 4 quality starts. But the last few weeks, 17 in the third, 2-0 record, 15 Ks, and 2.08 ERA, 1.15 whip, and 2 quality starts. And Tobias Myers, he's gone out there. He's pitching great baseball for this Brewer team. But I've said this a lot in my videos. If you could pick someone off the waiver wire and flip him in a deal with someone with more consistency in the track record, this is the type of deal I would do with Myers. So Myers, he's on the first place Brewer team in the Central. I know the division isn't all that great, but he's another player with not much track record, and more teams are going to see more film on him. And I think he's going to have to make adjustments, and we'll see if he can or not. So June 18th at the Angels, 6 1/3, got the win. 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks, a quality start. June 23rd at the Padres, 5 innings, got the win. 5 hits, a run, 3 Ks. And June 29th, pitched well again, 6 innings, no decision versus the Cubs. 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks, a quality start. So 4 out of 5 outings, he's had quality starts. He is Tobias Myers. He's going out there getting the job done. But like I said, innings could be a problem for him as the season goes on, and fatigue. And also not much of a track record and never a big-time prospect. So like I said right now, the league hasn't seen Tobias Myers, and he's definitely taken advantage of it, and which is a good thing, no doubt about it. And this Brewer team needs pitching in their rotation. But we'll see July 4th, a tougher matchup at Coors Field where that ball carries and a tough pitch is parked to pitch. So right now, while Myers is pitching good baseball, I believe he's a sell-high candidate this week. And the 5th and final pitcher I look for selling trades, Kenley Jansen of the Boston Red Sox. Closers, I'm not really big on closers, especially in points leagues. I believe more reliever starters you put in those spots, because closers, it's a crapshoot for the most part, and there's not many elite closers anymore for fantasy baseball. In the season for Jansen, 28 1/3, 3-1 record, 16 saves, 33 strikeouts, a 2.22 ERA, 1.02 whip, and over the last month of the season, 10 2/3, 2-0 record. 7 saves, 10 Ks, and 0.84 ERA, and 0.66 whip. So Jansen, I know he's one of the better closers over the last 10, 15 seasons in the major leagues. But now, obviously up there in age, Boston Red Sox, they're hovering a little over 500 this season. And they're playing good baseball, no doubt about it. But Jansen, we've seen in the past where he's had a lot of blown saves towards the end of the season. And I think that could happen once again for Jansen, where he's approaching that 35, 40 inning mark this season. So right now he's getting the saves, no doubt about it, as Jansen. That ERA's been a 0 over the last couple weeks in outings, and an 0.84 over the last couple months. But if you could trade a closer for an everyday at bat, or even a starting pitcher, I think that's where the value is more than the closer. Like I said, closer for the most part is crapshoot, and they're not as valuable, I believe, only in category leagues. But even then, I think you could find 2 closers anywhere and get some decent saves weekly in the category league. So right now, if someone's looking for a closer and you could get a starting pitcher or an everyday at bat, I think Jensen's a sell-high candidate. Like I said, he's up there in age. He definitely could gas out, and walks have always been an issue over the last couple seasons for him, where this season he's limited them down a little bit. But I believe Jansen will get into some shaky situations, especially versus some of these tougher teams in the American League, over the next few weeks. So right now, well, he's pitching great. He's a sell high pitcher this week. So that's a few pitchers I look to sell and trade here for week 14 of the fantasy baseball season.